Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Why am I so pale? Why am I pale?
I don't know. I'm
How about a
transparent.
little more color? Is
I
that a
need
little better?
sun.
A little more color? Now I'm too orange? Whatever.
You're good. Quit primping.
Hi.
Do it.
Welcome to Real News Live. This is your Monday morning news and Jentel show. I'm your host, Mike Barra in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am kind of a zombie, Jen, after 14, 15 hours of traveling yesterday and doing that two times over the weekend and dealing with all kinds of stuff in Pine Bush, New York. I'm your host, Mike Barra. Yeah, in Las Vegas. That lovely lady with the lustrous hair is Jennifer Faladorian in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, how are you doing this morning? This wonderful Monday morning.
Oh, did good. Got some Jentel. I have no idea. We'll just put it out there and see what we get.
Yeah.
We got a windstorm approaching. It's been
Yeah.
raining for over 24 hours, so that's not good.
As long as it's not
Surrounded
40
by
days
giant
and 40.
trees.
As long as it's
So
not 40 days and 40 nights, we're okay with 24 hours.
yeah, we'll hope that the good thing is the southwest wind. That means it's moving northeast, and that should hit the mountains and go around us, and that's what everybody pray here.
This would be nice, So I had a wonderful time in Pine Bush. I'd like to thank Lance from Pine Bush putting that show on. I had a great time. Hung out with my friend Tom Reed. There's some bullshit out there about Tom coming from a crazy person named Rhiannon Alley who stole from Tom, was in his inner circle, got involved in his documentary film, stole his footage, stole his money out of his GoFundMe, and is now trash talking him to people in different cities that Tom's trying to get his business going in. And it's just really bad news. Don't believe a fucking word of it. Okay. She is just for some reason just started sleeping with a whole crew of this film and stealing money. And it's just, she's just a crazy person.
Sounds like a lovely lady.
She's lucky she's in Israel right now because Tom has about a team of about 60 lawyers ready to tear her life apart when she lands back in the States. So I don't know what's going on with that. I just know Tom Reed is my friend. Tom Reed is a good person. Tom Reed doesn't do anything inappropriate ever, and always has integrity and honesty, and tells the true story of what happened to him and his family when he was a kid in the 1960s and they were abducted. And he's somebody I'm going to stand behind. There are not that many people in the UFO community that I would stand with and support against any and all, but he's definitely one of them. And so I want to say that about Tom. I want to say that about Ava Groves. This is one of the sweetest, most wonderful people I've ever hung around with. She's just a doll. And Ava, it was great to see you again, and we love you. And had a great time in Pine Bush. And oh my God, I went to this tavern in Pine Bush, New York. What the hell was it called? I got to talk about this. I had one of the best burgers I have ever had. Pine Bush, New York. I got to find this, Jen, because I got to let people know. Okay, tavern. It was on Main Street and Long Street Tavern. Long Street Tavern on Main Street. Let me actually do it. I got to do a screen share later. We have lots of time today, so we can take our time. And it was, the Long Street Tavern in Pine Bush. It was absolutely one of the best burgers I ever had, ever. Like bar food, like there's a bar right up the road, the Parkway Tavern. The food just sucks. And it's like you want to have a place you can go and watch sports, watch a hockey game, have a burger, drink a couple of brews with your buddies. This place is the place to go in Pine Bush, let me just tell you. And the ladies, the bartenders, they were both sweet as hell, and that was really fun. So thank you for all that. Appreciate it very much. Now I'm just waiting to get paid. It's always the next part of it. But I had a wonderful time, and I'm going to be in North Carolina this weekend. Coming up, I'm leaving Thursday for North Carolina, Spruce Pine, North Carolina UFO show. I'll try to get an advertisement up for that a little bit later. Brooks Agnew is picking me up from the airport on Friday, and we are going to have a really good time. Same kind of thing, small town. Jen, they must have had 15,000 people come through there. Little town of Pine Bush, New York. 15,000 people, all kids, all dressed up and face painted, and alien costumes, and Men in Black, and Scully and Mulder were there. Although I think Mulder's let himself go a little bit. And it's just a blast. And so I wanted to tell everybody thank you.
Good. Glad you had a good time.
Good time. But you know what was weird was flying back here to Vegas. And I realized as we were coming in, I'm like, I've never flown into Vegas as home before. Like this is home. And it didn't feel like home. It was weird. It's like, how long is it going to take me to get used to the idea that this is home now? And it was really interesting and just sort of a different experience. And where do I get picked up by my brother at the airport? You know, it's interesting how much my life has changed in the last 9 months. Which, by the way, you predicted, did you not? A year ago, January.
Yeah.
You told me August of 2023, you're going to move the last week in August. And at the time, there was nothing on the table that could have allowed that to happen in terms of money and opportunity. And all of a sudden, 3 months later, boom, here it comes. So when you tell me I'm going to meet somebody in September, blonde 29-year-old, I believe you, because that's what you'll be in my year prediction.
It's much easier to look ahead on one timeline than millions at once.
Of course, the crucial factor in me meeting the next ex-Mrs. Barra would be money, having some finances. So that's what everybody's here for, not to hear my travel log. Sorry, guys, but I just wanted to get caught up with everyone. So I don't know. What do you want to do? In terms of news, people are saying they're going to get paid this week. My bondholder guy, they call him bondholder. All he's got is he texted my friend and said, I'll call you later. I got some news. The news, however, is not apparently that anybody's actually been paid on the bond side yet, but Mark says it's hot. Other people say it's hot. TNT Tony says it's hot. Texas Snake says it's hot. And then it was delayed, and now it's back. So we don't know what's going on. So, Jen, we want to turn it over to you for the truth, to clarify things, to get something from on high and find out where we are. And before she does this, I want to remind everybody again that we're going to do questions and answers afterwards. We're definitely going to do questions and answers, but I want to remind everybody, when you want to ask Jen a question, please you must include your real name, the name of the person or the pet you are asking about. Okay, these things are important for Jen to make a connection. It's much easier for her to do it that way, and everybody seems to forget. Also, please don't forget, even if you've been in here a million times, give us, that real name is really important, because I just don't remember. So over on the wrong side of things. All right, Jen. I guess I'm just going to turn it over to you and let you do your Jen.
All right.
We'll see what's going on. I can tell you're chomping at the bit, and I keep delaying.
Well, not really, but good news, and some of it is with the news in the news this week, kind of vague, but
okay.
This is Jentel for June 3rd, 2024, Interdimensional Meditation by Jennifer Faladori. In the 6th level of heaven, I went and met with Archangel Michael, Gabriel, and Haniel.
Haniel's been hanging out a lot with you lately, hasn't he?
Hope and joy, man. We need it.
Okay.
All right. RV news. Okay. When will we receive notifications to exchange? And Haniel said 4 days. Now,
Wow.
Start throwing spears at me if something happens, because he also said That is the plan. 4 days. How will we receive these notifications? He said bursts of emails. So it will come through emails, but it's not going to come from just one person. And I said, from who? He said lenders. So we're looking at, and I didn't write that down. I should write that down. Too late. I already sent it to Sue Rose.
Write it down anyway for the record.
All right. So,
it may be relevant later.
From lenders. Okay. So who's that? Financial institutions, banks. Now that could be our exchange centers, or these banks could be notifying people and have their branch as an exchange center. Okay, so we don't know exactly how that's going to be, but it seems that the emails will come out, and a lot of them.
Yeah, can I jump in here real quick on this one? Just because Mark has said, as has TNT Tony for years, that there would be separate redemption centers and there would also be redemption centers in banks. So that is consistent with what the plan has been for quite some time.
Okay. Okay, so I asked them, there was a picture circulating on social media that looked like a military prison ship off the coast of South Carolina. I said, was that accurate? Haniel gave the 4 days. Michael spoke this time and said, no, it's an old post. I said, will Donald Trump be put in jail for the convictions? He said, no, he will not. Sticking with it. If I'm wrong, whatever. Will we hear the EBS and see the removal of the current government judicial officials? He said, yes, September. Which matches up with what I always saw, that it was in the fall. I didn't know what year it was, clearly. So he said, yes, September. And then I paused and I heard 21st. We'll see. Now, this is the plan as of this moment in time. Okay? We're moving forward. It looks like we've made progress. It looks like they're about to kick off 4B. You're not hearing about it, but the bond, what is it? Yeah. Damn, menopause. The
what?
Bond, the historical bonds are doing well. We're almost completed on that. We've gotten to the point where there can be a few scragglers, but there's enough capital to do this.
Okay, so that's great news. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right. In the news this week. Did this real quick. I had like 3 minutes to finish this, okay? And so I said, show me quick. What are we going to see in the news this week? First of all, trials. And it's not Trump.
Oh, it's not?
I got the feeling that it wasn't Trump. Stocks falling. And then people getting really nervous about that. And he went on to talk about, which I didn't hear because I started thinking, and you don't want to do that. You just want to be like an observer. Stocks falling and a rush to do something. But then in the next breath, I heard Biden. So I think that's another bullet point. Could be a separate situation. And I said, Biden, what? And I think... question mark next to this, rush to the hospital. Then I heard a plane down. There will be a plane down. And then a call to arms by the public. Now, what he's saying is what we're going to start seeing are groups of individuals worldwide calling the public to rise up. And I don't know if it's to protest or but it's like he said, call to arms. So like militias. So they need to get this done. The public is losing its patience. Not us. I mean, we're sitting around here, all right, we're like the most patient individuals in the world because you can't know. And oh my God, we have been the most patient individuals in the world because we know. The people that don't know, they're getting tired of their life and the way that looks and how expensive everything is. We'll probably see this in other countries first, but we're going to start seeing this more and more, these groups of individuals who want to come together and protest or do things. Now, we have to be very careful because they've got their hired minions out in the woods and stuff and in old closed down buildings and everything that they've been flooding the borders with forever who will pose. And they'll use as us or, the Patriots, they'll pose as whatever group they want, MAGA, to scare the real protesters from doing so, just like January 6th. But we're coming up on a time when we're going to start seeing more and more of this in the news. Our side, or I guess the public, is just tired, and they're just like, we're not taking it anymore. We're gonna organize, and we're gonna rise up against this. They'll use their minions to come out and demonize those people and scare them back home. Okay, what happened to the January 6th people on the front line? I mean, that's why they did that, so that you wouldn't rise up. So we're going to start seeing some of that. So we need to start getting this going now. Okay. So that's a Jentel I got for today. Probably have more this week, but we're looking at 4 days. I don't know if that includes, so we're up to Thursday, Friday, something like that.
Yeah. This weekend. Right. Yeah. Right when I'm on the plane to North Carolina, the notifications will come out.
Probably. That's what I kind of like.
That's okay. I'll make my
I'm leaving.
I'll make my appointment for Monday when I come back.
It's a phone call to make an appointment. Yeah. And then you can make arrangements to be where you have to be after that.
Yeah. Wow. See all those missing books on my bookcase. I need to get some more books back there because I took them with me to Pine Bush, North Carolina. Okay. So a little crosstalk about all that stuff. That is, of course, as always, fascinating. The notifications will be 4 days. That's the plan. So that's Thursday or Friday. How will we receive the notifications? Bursts of emails. So don't worry. No more questions about whether you're going to get them or not. Trump will not be put in jail for the convictions. That's what Phil said yesterday as well. Interesting, I guess.
I've said that all along.
Now,
people have been asking me for years for everything. Is he going to go to jail? No. There's no way they're going to allow him to be put somewhere by himself so they can kill him.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things though that we've thought would never happen that have ended up happening. So let's hope this is not included in that, because, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying people in general. Oh, that'll never happen. Trump will never leave office. Trump will never let him get away with this. Well, he did. So we shall see. We shall see. But we can, we at least have some reinforcement that it is apparently not going to go to jail. And I mean, I would think if that doesn't start the Second American Revolution, I don't know what would. So,
the whole thing should be dropped. There's no corner of this earth where Donald Trump can get a fair trial.
Yeah.
Because he's known everywhere.
Oh, and because
they either love him or they hate him.
And because the judicial system is so corrupt. Our American judicial system is corrupt beyond belief. So people are saying, Donald Trump is now a convicted felon. He can't do this. He can't go to this country. He can't do that. Donald Trump's a convicted felon. Okay, well, okay,
what they did last time he was running for president.
Well, you know who else was a convicted felon, Jen? Martin Luther King. Nelson Mandela was a convicted felon. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi was a convicted felon. You know who else? A guy named Jesus was a convicted felon. So, okay.
It
I'll be
really
in that
is
company.
kind of not that Trump is Jesus, okay, but it's when they say it's biblical, this is
Oh,
really kind of leading up to
yeah.
and parallel to the whole crucifixion thing. And but poor Trump has it happening to him over and over and over
Yeah, it's
again.
like almost like a symbolic crucifixion. And
Yeah.
you know who else was a convicted felon by the utterly corrupt Roman Republic in 46 BC? Julius Caesar was. And I'll tell you this, Donald Trump, I believe the historical comp for Trump is Caesar. I think it's getting closer to Jesus every day. If they politically crucify him, which is what they're attempting to do, then he'll have a resurrection politically. I mean, Jen, that's kind of what we're looking at. And that's when you say biblical, that's what I think of. But I'll tell you one thing Trump is not going to do. He's not going to make the mistake that Caesar made, which is pardoning his enemies, who then stabbed him in the back 24 times. Trump will not allow that to happen because Trump understands the historical significance. I think Donald Trump is the reincarnation of Julius Caesar. To be honest with you, I really do. And that may sound completely. Oh, shut up, Jen.
No,
No, no.
he's
Somebody else
not.
told me. Somebody else told me he was Tsar Nicholas of the Romanovs, and
Why
I'm like,
can't he
no.
just be him?
Well, he is, but I think that there
Much better
is
than anyone.
well because you have this karma that never got fixed. And let me tell you, there's been a few events that have changed the direction of humanity, not just a country or a geopolitical direction of the world for a little while that have changed the direction of humanity. The assassination of Julius Caesar was one of them. And it's a huge karmic deflection in our path that that has never been corrected. And another one is John F. Kennedy's assassination, which I talked about. I talked about Kennedy and why he was assassinated in Pine Bush this weekend, and I will talk about it again in North Carolina. And those two events, more than any that I relate to, changed the direction of human history. And I think Trump is here to repair both of those, and has some karmic connection to at least one of them. And again, you look at the fall of the Roman Republic, and you look at what's going on in the United States, and the parallels are astonishing.
It is
Absolutely.
interesting.
Except
It is really interesting.
Except there's no Cleopatra right now. But anyway, so you got that. And then when will we hear the EBS and see the removal of the current government in September? Late in September, the 21st. That's a ways off. So
when did I say we would see the EPS?
Yeah.
When they try to take out everybody when Trump comes back.
So that's either before or after the election, because that is enough time, Jen, to have the military step in, to have elections overturned, to have Trump cleared of charges, to behind the scenes do the revaluation of the currencies and get all the money in place. That's enough time to do all that. But then that would imply that yeah, he's not back as president until the 21st. Right? Because that's when
we got to do the RV. Mm-hmm. We have to have our 90-day revalue. So we go to gold. We've got the interim. We got Grassley. Remember him?
Right. Right.
Then they've lost their power with the money. Okay. They'll try to use it in the judicial or the political. And then when they try to take that down, they're going to send out all these minions that look like outraged citizens. Oh, you're taking our lovely president and all that. That's the only power they have left. And so they're going to create chaos.
Yeah.
But Post 34 has been talked about lately. Q Post 34. And if you haven't gone and read that, the one thing that always stuck out to me. Mm-hmm. What I don't know why I always say it like that. Stuck out.
Stuck out.
I always say it like that.
Kind of cute. It's like a speech impediment. It's kind of cute.
Something. Anyway, it is what it is, people. Was by now you've undoubtedly realized we are taking back our great country from those who wish to do us harm. The part where it says, and destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light or something like that. Why would this be the last? That has always concerned me, because that would imply that the rest of the world has been taken out, or I mean, would that imply that we were at war?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't like that line. It always has bothered me. And so I don't know exactly how this whole thing is going to play out. And I think that there are many side roads that lead back to the main highway.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been taking side roads a lot. But there is a main highway that goes right down, and what we've been seeing lately are some of the basic concrete objectives of the plan happening. So we'll just have to see.
Okay. In the news this week, Hunter Biden's trial starts this week. So I believe that's the Hunter Biden trial.
Oh, there you go.
More stuff is going to be exposed. Stocks falling. Now, Jen, this is interesting. Stocks falling is really curious because there's a report. Zero Hedge just posted today the Atlanta Fed Q2 GDP estimate. That's the quarter just completed. Plunges, or yeah, we're about to complete it. Plunges to 1.8% from 2.7% on May 31st and 4.1% 2 weeks ago. Well, there's a bunch of people saying shit like, oh, I'm only going to report the good economic news. There's tons of it out there, and nobody's reporting on it. Look, the economy's growing at 4.1%. Now, let me just tell you about GDP economic. Anything below 2% is weak, if not mildly recessionary. Anything between 2 and 3% is okay. Anything above 3% is a boom, is good times. Anything above 4% is a boom. So they came out with a fake estimate of 4.1% to try to boost Biden in the polls. Then what they do is they report that all over the place, the first estimate. And then when the revised estimates come out, which are more realistic, they never report them. So we went from 4.1% 2 weeks ago to 2.7% to 1.8%. These are the estimates of what the final numbers are going to be for the quarter two reporting. We went from boom to not so great to uh-oh. So reports like this, rumors, numbers, reports like this, Jen, when they come out, that drives the stock market. That could start the stock market going, uh-oh, things are worse than we thought. So,
and that's what I got when he said stocks falling, and they were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Michael. But I didn't get the rest of it. But there was like people are going to start demanding that we go to gold. People are going to start rushing around like, hey.
Yeah.
And because of what's going on with that. And so that'd be interesting to see what happens with that this week.
Yeah. And then Biden rushed to hospital, please. Plane down. That concerns me since I'm going to be on one this week. But
well, there's millions of planes.
But you said you felt like that was military? Is that what you said?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I saw a plane and I saw it go down.
Well, that could be shot down. That could be.
It did not look like a large commercial airline.
Okay.
It looked like a smaller one, but not like the smallest. Like a something you'd take a short trip in.
Right. And the call to arms by public groups. Hopefully, this lights a fire under our friends, these so-called white hats, and gets this RV finished. So again, lots of reports all over the place, watching the bond people, waiting to see if they get paid. That was interesting what you said about the bonds. You said that that has now reached critical mass. It's reached that there's enough bond
Capital.
liquidity to back up the RV to the currency holders, which is us. Correct? That's what you said? Okay. That's exciting. It's exciting. So I think we might be hearing something from our Mark might be hearing from his bond guy, and I might be hearing from my bond guy in the next couple of days. I certainly hope so. Okay, over 1,000 of you today in the live stream. We appreciate that. That's a rare thing for us. We don't get that many, but we're starting to get more and more people in here all the time, aren't we, Jen? That's awesome.
Yep.
And just to let everybody know that you can always find the show over on mikebarra.blogspot.com, where I archive them. I link them through to the Rumble account, which we'll talk about in a second. I also have links to my books, my videos, interviews that I've done, Jen's shows I'm trying to put on there, my videos about the Calvine UFO photos, interviews with other people in the UFO community, and lots of cool articles. Back when blogs used to be a thing, I used to write articles. I still like to read. I still prefer reading articles. But what these videos point to, let's see if I relaunch this, if I put it on there, am I going to see us? There we are on Rumble. There we are talking right there on Rumble. You and me, we're live right now on mikebarra.blogspot.com. But what I really want you to do is head on over to the Real News Live with Mike and Jen channel. Now, again, this is just to explain to everybody. We were streaming on Rumble. That account is still there, but we found out that Rumble is really weird. And we were actually streaming to like my personal account, which was called Real News Live, and not streaming to what Rumble considered a channel. So it considers a channel to be a business, something it can promote. So we created a channel just about a week ago called Real News Live with Mike and Jen. And we have now put a few shows on there. There's our live show right now, the Monday Morning News Update. It's going on right now at the moment. And what we need everybody to do that's on Rumble or that's new is to slide over to Rumble and follow us on Real News Live with Mike and Jen. Please follow us over there and get everything going. What that does is that will get Rumble to notice that we exist. Previously, Rumble was not treating us like we were a real commercial channel, and they didn't promote us to anybody. Everything just kind of sat there. So now Real News Live with Mike and Jen is a new channel. Jen, in about a week, we've already got 1,000 subscribers. That's good. But if you go back and look at the account channel, it's Real News Live. We have about 4,000 followers over there. So what we want to get is all 4,000 of you guys that are on the old Real News Live account and here's all of our videos that we've done. They're all archived there. There's Jen's shows. There's one of my Seahawk videos. I'm not sure why that's there. I started a Seahawks Rumble channel for my Seahawks stuff, but that's just sort of a side habit. Here's today's show actually showing Monday Morning News. Baratel and Jentel are upcoming. Yeah. Anyway, but what we want you to do is you can still stay followed to Real News Live, but it's not going to be updated. What we want you to do is to slide over to Real News Live with Mike and Jen and follow us there. And then one of the cool things you can do is you can go in on a computer while we're on a live stream, and not only can you follow the channel, but you can hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. There's a red subscribe button. Let me see if I don't know if you can see my cursor, but can you see my cursor? But anyway, you hit the subscribe button, and for a mere $5 a month, you can subscribe to the show and help us out financially. This is the best way to support the channel. And it's you can also Rumble rant for more than that if you want. And I can't do tech support for Rumble. It's a little bit complicated. Hey, AJ2 Florida is now a monthly supporter. And what happens is you get, when you subscribe, you get a little red castle next to your name. And the advantage of that is when we do questions and answer, all the new people, Raven Mays, KKF57, Nepler 9398. Thank you guys. $5 a month. Appreciate that. you guys get your questions answered first. And sometimes when Jen doesn't have as much time as she does today, we can't get through all the questions. So it's an advantageous thing to do to subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. So I know that was a little complicated, but hey, that's where we're at. All right. Also, please do not forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at the cbdgurus.com, where you can get all kinds of amazing CBD, not necessarily THC, but CBD products for your health. You want to get onto their channel or get on their website, slide to wholesale, go down to the Mike B Wholesale, click on it, and type in the discount code, which is what, Jen?
ALIEN.
Alien, ALIEN, and get this week's specials. This week's specials, any orders over $125, not including shipping, receive 100,000 dong. There's also some Boulevard being offered. This week's specials are like the Miracle Gold, the Full Spectrum Gummies, the Lion's Mane, Turkey Tail, which is Coriola's Versicolor Mushroom, which they've been working with the Mike Bear Pets people. Talk about them in a minute. The immunity boosters, the sleep gummies, which are wonderful to help you sleep. The Delta 8s, the skin lotion I love, and the pain freeze cream and roll on is very effective. I recommend almost all these products. I'm not a THC guy. I don't get stoned, but this stuff is great. And it's all very good. There's pet CBD. There's all kinds of cool stuff for your health over at the cbdgurus.com. Also, please do not forget to visit my other wonderful sponsor, the MikeBarraPets.com, where you can pick up mushroom-based, natural, holistic treats and foods for your dogs, your cats, your horses, and your human self. It's all based on mushrooms, healing mushrooms like the Riche mushrooms, the Coriola's Versicolor mushrooms, natural whole foods. They have a whole awesome line of products. Diana over there from Boulder City, she gave me this Boulder City t-shirt. She's a certified pet nutritionist. So primarily, if it's the pets that you're concerned about, get in there, hit the shop now button, and it will take you to a whole list of the products. There's super sauce for dogs and cats. There's mush puppies. There's the Mojos. I give Barkley the Mojos and the mush puppies, and he's 11, just turned 11. He's got the energy of a 2-year-old. He has flexibility in his back legs. They have individual products. They also have starter packs. Just send an email to MikeBarraPets@gmail.com. Diana, certified pet nutritionist, will get back with you. And they also use these products. These are human products. The Coriola's Versicolor Enforce, which is the immune system booster. The one with Riche mushrooms or Rishi. The Enforce Clarity, Enforce Restore for your organs, Clarities for your mental state, coffee, chocolates, starter packs, all kinds of great stuff over there at MikeBarraPets.com. Diana is a wonderful person. I just spent some time with her last weekend. So absolutely wonderful. And there are things I can't say about this on the air, but there are people who've taken the human-based products that have apparently, using the mushroom-based medicines, have cured very severe illnesses. And you combine them with the stuff from CBD Gurus, and you're really going to feel a lot better. Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at jenniferfallah.com this week?
Well, people asked me to keep the classes up at the $199 till they could get in there and get them. So I did. So right now you can get all of my psychic development and interdimensional meditation classes. I teach you to do what I do for yourself. And we start from the awareness of the divine guidance that is coming to you right now that we dismiss, all the way up, and nurture that and teach you how to meditate to receive your own healing, to connect with loved ones, to go and sit with Jesus and God, and all the way up to the projection of consciousness, which some of you like to call remote viewing. It is different than that. But basically, if you want to shoot into, your son is off at college and he's got a terrible cold and you want to help him and you want to give him some healing, you can shoot off to his room and hit with Jesus and heal him. And that's what I teach people to do.
So
Everything is
you're basically putting yourself out of business with this, aren't you, Jen?
what I'm just going to do it for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, there's a reason. There's a method to my madness. There's a
Mm,
reason for that. I mean, why keep it to yourself?
yeah.
God will take care of me.
Yeah.
There's always going to be people that can't that want someone to do it for them. Like
That's true.
Susan and Marcy and me. Marcy asked me for a cleanse. I asked her for a cleanse. Sometimes you're sick and you can't do it, and you need, so that's not my concern right now. Is people doing everything themselves and not coming to me. Whatever I need, God will send it to me. All right. The everything healing. This is originally my effort to combat the toxins and the metals in the vaccines, but it has turned into an everything healing because we go in and get out. It's a DNA correction, it's a cleanse, it's a full body healing, and so those are on sale for $59 right now. So is the weight loss healing, because summer's coming, ladies. It's coming back. And what this is the weight loss healing. It's a talk with the soul. It's a cleanse. It's a healing on like the thyroid, the metabolism. It's a fat burn. But mostly a talk with the soul that works kind of like hypnosis, and usually about 30 days it'll work for somebody to bypass, our laziness and, our normal routine and help us want to stay on our weight loss plan. So if you're coming to me and you want to sit around and eat candy and pizza and ice cream and everything and just sit on the couch all day, probably not going to work. Okay. Because that would be your will deciding that you're going to do nothing. And so then you will experience nothing. Weight loss it will help you help yourself. And, so get that now. I can give you gift cards for anything. If you want to pick something up on sale and, pick up multiples and say, well, I'd like one now and I'd like, 4 gift cards. Great. I'll send you the gift cards. You just send it back to me when you're ready to do it. You can get a medical reading from me. And that's what most people come to me for, because I have the ability with Jesus, can't do anything without him, to look inside your body head to toe and tell you exactly what I see. And you take that information back to the doctor so that you can help the doctor help you and say, let's test this, let's test that. So go to jenniferfallah.com today, get some stuff. If you want to get multiple things, use the love button right there. That is a donation button. If you ever want to send me a tip or donate anything, use that. But I put that up there so that everybody can well, I want this and this and that, and I don't want to do 3 purchases, so I just put it on the love button. Then everybody emails me after everything and tell me what you did. And so, because sometimes it just doesn't tell me on PayPal what you purchased. Yeah. All right. That's it.
That is what is
Wait a minute. Susan Gretz, Marcy Howell, they are on my website. These girls I've known for 12, 15 years now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have seen these women give for free for many years their services and help so many people move forward in a positive direction. And that's the only reason why I put my seal of approval on them. And I feel safe sending you to them. So they are there too. If you want a mediumship reading, if you need a cleanse, a house cleanse or whatever, scroll down and you can reach them, and their emails are in the wording there, and you email them after your purchase.
So I had a friend, Marina, ask publicly for. By the way, that's what's going on over at jenniferfallah.com today. Mm-hmm. Ask for somebody to do and do you know anybody that can do a cleanse on me? I feel like I've got attachments, and in her case, they're alien, extraterrestrial. And I said, well, yeah, I do, but would you recommend I send her to you or to Susan to do that?
If you can't get to me fast enough, go to Marcy. Marcy
Okay.
for the
Oh,
cleanse
Marcy.
is
Marcy. Okay.
Marcy actually trained with somebody else to do this.
Okay.
And I thought it was just like crazy until I started seeing things come out of people in the healings.
And our
And then I went back to Marcy. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, I've lost my mind. I saw this. And she goes, oh no, I know exactly what that
and
is.
my friend Sonia Grace is good at that too.
So Marcy and I always work, together. Whether you purchase from, if you purchase from her, we do work together because sometimes she will send me the picture and say, this is what I think. What do you think?
Yeah.
So you're getting a second opinion with that when you go to Marcy for that.
Okay. All right, let us slide on over to the Rumble side of the house and get some questions answered, Jen. And of course, there's okay. That's Christine Packer. Christine, you're lucky. I know who you are. CF Scaps. Okay. My husband. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not really a question. It's just Christine talking to somebody. Mike, you're beat. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I didn't get to bed till about 12:30 last night. Thanks for the video. You're welcome. Okay, KKF57 is now a monthly supporter. Little Red Castle, thank you. $5 a month. Appreciate that. Jenny Jewel. Hi, Mike and Jen. I'm going to the doctor this Friday for a checkup. Is there anything that stands out that I should ask her about? Thank you so much. It's Jenny, Jennie, or Jeannie, but I think it's Jenny.
Your adrenals.
Your adrenals. Mine are fired up, so I know all about that. Raven Mays, $5 a month, is now a monthly supporter. Little Red Castle, yay! Okay. And again, God, just KKF57
And your hip. Ask it.
Oh, I'm
your hip.
And
not
her hip.
Yours. Her hip.
Again, KKF57. I need your real name. That KKF57 is not a name Jen can connect with to Jesus. See if she posted it later on. Hang on. I know this is exciting now. Okay, I'll ask, but I'm glad you're here, KKF57. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. KK here. Do you see me buying a place in New Mexico? You see KK buying a place in New Mexico.
I see you taking a trip there looking at places to buy, but then something changes in the plan. And that's up to you. So
okay. Big Poet, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Ray asks, will a majority of the world ever realize that the majority of U.S. troops are not participating in NATO actions against Russia? Interesting question. Geopolitical.
What was the first part of the question?
Will a majority of the world ever realize that the majority of U.S. troops are not participating in NATO actions against Russia?
Not completely. The majority of the world, no.
Okay. Chris Loeb, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Iraq passed their budget today at $13.10 again. Are we all screwed? Everybody always gets fired up for them to pass their fucking budget, and it's always the exact same amount of money. So, in terms of rate, are we all screwed, or is this something public? It's just for the public consumption.
What the last Jentel say?
Yeah.
It said, blah, blah, blah. Basically, I don't know where it is. Basically, they said they were going to post a rate. 4B is behind the scenes too. Okay? How do we classify these tiers? Think about it. Then you get down to a public place. When do you post a public rate? When you get to the public tier. So they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
They need to hold it off because once you do, it's going to get in the way.
Everything right now is just delaying tactics. Okay, K Turtle 8. I'm sorry. I forget who you are. It might be Carissa.
I know it is.
But you've posted in here a million times and you still don't give me your real first name.
There's a
Okay.
reason for
I
that.
just, this is really getting under my skin, folks. A lot of you guys are veterans. You've been in here over and over. I can't remember all of your screen names. I don't remember who's who. Just please give us your name. Okay. Your real first name. And I'm irritable. But anyway, you know who it is. Hi, Jen.
She's a very
Can
good
you
friend of mine. What's the question?
Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Can you ask what message Jesus is trying to send me about my ex business partner? She keeps popping up in dreams. She cut me off on the road the other day, and today she popped up in my TikTok. I think cut me off on the road is probably in the dream, but I don't know.
If she did that in real life, wow.
Yeah, really.
Because you're such a soft-hearted individual and you never want to cause anybody any grief.
Yeah.
This is weighing on your mind because this is the kind of individual who blames everybody for everything that happens in their life and jumps on bandwagons and tries to profit from it. It is not your fault that woman's life is the way that it is. It was a business decision. It was valid. Move on.
Yeah. Scott, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. A new listing in Manhattan came up. Will this house be in the running? I assume for Scott. Will it be in the running for him to buy, I guess.
Scott who?
Just says Scott.
Okay.
1484. Yeah.
I need more than that because I'm focused on a Scott that I think it is.
Yeah, it's not a very focused question.
Move on.
Will this house be in the running for what? Demolition? You buying it? We need more specific.
Hey, read it again. Maybe I could tune into it. Maybe I could.
Okay. Scott wants to know, a new listing in Manhattan came up. Will this house be in the running?
No.
Okay. Nepler 9398 is now a monthly supporter. Little Red Castle. Yay, Nepler. Welcome. Nadine Korn. Scrolling hellos is very distracting when listening to Jen. Okay, well then don't watch the stream. Will my son's Thomas's truck hold out until he can replace it? Oh, there's no name.
Nadine.
No, this is Nepler. This is Kepler.
Oh.
9398, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. I don't know.
Well, I can always ask Gabriel, but
let's ask. Will my son Thomas's truck hold out until he can replace it? Transmission's going out, but there's no money to replace it. You know, a lot of Americans are in that situation.
No. You're gonna have to fix it. You're gonna have to do something to keep that thing going.
IBell 100 Jen. For the last few years, I told myself I would be able to quit my job by my birthday, which is 8/31. It hasn't happened yet. I have hopes for this year. Do you see it happening? Thank you. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please give us your name so Jen can connect to you. But
Okay.
IBell, this is real quickly. Have you said that out loud? Because to me, what I find it works, if you tell yourself, it's not the same as saying it out loud. In Jesus' name, amen, which is how I end all my prayers. Let's try that. But anyway, Jen, go ahead.
Good possibility this year. Really good.
Yep. Okay. Sheriel. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Jen. I work in a hostile work environment, and you thought the coworker would leave first. Do you have a time frame that pops to mind? Shelly, thanks for all you and Mike do. That's Shelly.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
She gets in trouble.
Oh, she gets in trouble. Yay.
Called on something, yeah.
Okay. Is that spam? John Wallace? Yeah, it looks like spam. I'm gonna mute that guy. Hi Jen, it's Victoria Adams, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. I have rashes down my legs and arms. Do you see a serious condition happening with me?
Say the name again out loud, please.
It's Victoria Adams.
Weird. You have a skin condition, and it has something to do with too much metal in the body.
Oh, really? Okay.
Never heard of that, but that's what Jesus just said.
David Murtos, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. We love you, Dave. Mike, my QPost website is no longer active. Do you have an active website you can share? I do not. I know there are QPost websites out there. I would suggest just Googling around and using.
Go over to Philosophy on Telegram. Everybody over there knows.
That's true.
All I do is ask, and they got it.
All right. Well, hang on. Let me post here. Philosophy on Telegram.
And join the Philosophy chat. You can ask me for the link if you want, but usually I think if you comment, you can comment on my posts, and that goes to the chat.
And Mike Barrett chat also. You can join there and follow Mike Barrett. Okay, Nadine says Sheila Jackson Lee is diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. That's the lady the black representative that used to be totally liberal, and is that the one that shifted to being a Trump supporter? I forget. That's sad.
I don't know. What's the question?
There is no question. It's just a statement. Sarah, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Do you see another solution to stop my dizziness from happening? Dizziness is getting worse, and I'm taking decongestants for flu.
You need to have that little nerve in your ear looked at least on one side. So what happens sometimes is there's this little nerve, and to me, it just looks like the endings of something, and this very end part starts to stop working, deteriorate, something, and then what people get is vertigo and all this other stuff. Go and have that tested.
Oh, L Bell 40 turned out to be Laura Mills. Okay. Or you bad girl, not giving us your real name. Okay. Joanne Patton here. Joanne here, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. We're planning on leaving Tahoe tomorrow to go to Reno for the day. Will we be okay in Reno and have a good day?
Yes.
Okay.
I just saw 55555.
So bet on red 5 or black 5.
Somebody wins $500. I bet you anything. I hope it's 5,000.
Wow. Good.
But I just saw 5s.
That'll be fun.
5 5s.
AJ2 Florida is now a monthly supporter. Yay. That's Annette Bowden. AJ Bowden, Annette Bowden here, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Been out of the loop due to a road trip. Heard Trump may be jailed or house arrest. What do you expect to happen? Okay, we covered that in the news segment. Kim Coatney is now a monthly supporter, Little Red Castle. AJ Ferrara, right? But again, thank you, AJ, because I just don't connect usernames with people's names. Peter Knight just joined Rumble today. Beware when clicking on his link. Thank you, Laura. We're not doing that. God, there's all kinds of spam in here today.
I just thought about something. Where would you put an ex-president if you were to put him in jail?
I don't know. Gitmo? I don't know.
Think about that. You can't just put him in the prison with everybody else. I don't know if there's any precedent on that, or like, how do you figure that out? I mean,
No, it's never happened before.
I mean, think about that. That's why when people ask me, is he going to go to jail? First of all, there's no way that they will allow him to be somewhere unprotected. And I'm not just talking about our country. He's chief financial officer of the alliance. He's in charge of or whatever you want to call that. He's in charge of the financial negotiations and everything for the alliance. Why do you think they want to take him out so bad? So worried about him being president? No.
Yeah.
And where the hell would you put him? Military prison? Well, that would have to be a military trial. And could you get away with a whole bunch of bullshit and fake charges at a military trial? No.
Yeah.
The whole thing is a bunch of crap. He's not going to jail. And if they try to do that at the sentencing, that's when it's just all hell's going to break loose. Okay? But you can't put an ex-president in general population. Like what?
Oh, that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're going to try to do to kill him.
Right.
That's exactly what they're going to try to do.
Okay.
AJ Ferrara here. I'm sorry?
The whole thing doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. AJ Ferrara here, $5 a month subscriber, Little Red Castle. There's potential for me to be spending some time living in Spain by the end of the year. Do you think this will pan out?
What's the name again?
AJ. They say Spain is pretty, though I've never been.
Yes.
Daniel says it's okay. Yeah, John Wallace and Peter Knight need to be removed. I'm trying to remove them. Elena, 01, Little Red Castle, $5 a month is now a monthly supporter. Cialis is now a monthly supporter, Little Red Castle. Thank you. Tim Regenhart, Little Red Castle, $5 a month. Allie Barker, Little Red Castle, $5 a month. Thank you so much. Tim Regenhart asks, Little Red Castle, $5 a month supporter. Jen, I have a spot on my side and a couple other places that are not healing and they're itching really bad. Is it anything to be concerned about?
It really looks like some kind of eczema.
Eczema?
Our body changes like every 7 years. Go into the doctor and have them test that. Or yeah, it looks like eczema.
Strubs 1207, Little Red Castle, $5 a month supporter. Andy says, when will I find someone to enjoy life together, as in a relationship? Otherwise, I may have to start taking dating advice from Mike Barra. Bad dating advice is a new segment on Whiskey and Wisdom on Wednesdays with the original Mark
Come
Z
talk
and
to me.
Bad dating advice with Mike Barra. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh my God.
We're gonna we might make a whole channel out of it, Jen.
Oh my God. I cannot be on that show.
I know.
No. It's gonna piss me off so bad.
All right. So back to Andy's question: will he find someone to enjoy his life in a relationship with? I guess he's asking.
September, November, because your current situation changes. You start to be more social, more active. You start doing more things outside of employment. I'd say November. Looks like tail end of September into November.
That's my time frame too. Was September? Is it still September that I'm gonna meet the next ex Mrs. Barra? The blonde? Even though I don't like blondes. Brunette guy.
Yeah.
All right, still on for September. All right, baby. I hope you're out there. I'm coming. Okay. Hi, it's Kathy, Little Red Castle, $5 a month supporter. Will I purchase property in Baldwin that we've been watching? Baldwin where?
The one you've been watching is not right for you for some reason, he's saying. And there'll be another one that pops up soon available.
All right. Super Dave, aka Pork Chop, $20 Rumble rant. Dave,
Ooh,
thank you. We love you. We're not like rolling in like 50 grand on a live stream like the Y-Files is, but thank you, Dave. David here. I met someone new named Senna or Sena, S-E-N-A. Sena. Does anything develop from it? David wants to know if anything develops from this someone new, S-E-N-A. Sena.
ask more questions. I feel like she's still tied to somebody else.
Ah.
Not that she's married or something, but there might be somebody in the background um, that she's still talking to
Do
or could
not
show up.
here's some free bad dating advice from Mike Barrett. Do not get involved with someone who is still connected to her ex. Do not. Allie Barker, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. From Karen, Allie Barker. Okay, I don't know what that means. From Karen, Allie Barker. Is it Karen or Allie who's asking the question?
Because Karen's asking about or for Allie Barker.
Oh, okay, I guess for Allie Barker, but it's Allie Barker's account. Okay, will my son Brandon be okay financially? And in this relationship, is this relationship with Ashley going to be good for him?
One question, please.
Brandon. Okay, will Brandon be okay financially?
He makes it.
And will his relationship with Ashley be good for him?
The relationship has value. There's a reason for it. Let it get out of the way. Let it ride out.
Okay. Cecilia, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Not Sheila. She's from Houston. Okay, that's not the question. Chris Loeb, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. My left shoulder is driving me nuts. What's going on?
Chris, what?
Chris Loeb, Loeb.
You got a buildup or scar tissue in there or something that is moving to push it out of place. So slightly dislocated. It could be arthritis. It is flesh colored. So yeah, you'd probably have to go and get that surgically fixed.
Okay. Hang on, I've got to meet somebody forever. All right. Florida Girl 111. It's Debbie, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Jen. It's Debbie. Will I be able to quit my job this month? Sneaky RV question.
Really, for you personally, you may wait till next month. Because you would want all funds available and to know that. That's what I heard.
Okay. Carol, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Will my daughter Laura find a significant other this year? We'd rather not take Whiskey and Wisdom's dating advice. Well, mine's it's good.
Oh my goodness, said the single men.
Laura. My daughter Laura.
What was the name again? I got distracted by that.
It's Carol with an E. Carol. Yeah. Will my daughter Laura find a significant other this year?
She will meet a man. It was a man. And it will get to the place where it could become a serious relationship. But there's more than she expected with that package. So I don't know if he's got kids. She'll have to decide at that point.
He's got baggage, credit card debt, kids.
If she's okay with the way his life is right now, it doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
It just maybe a little bit more than she expected.
Okay, Raven Mays, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Jen and Mike. My husband, Mike, is very ill. Do you feel anything about that?
What's a wife's name again?
Mike. And it's Marianne who's asking the question.
Marianne. Okay. I need more information to look in to tell you what's going on with someone's health on that.
Okay.
I'm not getting him.
Okay. TNT Ray Ren is saying they passed the budget. Now they just need to do it. Well, yeah, they passed the budget about 50 times in the last 10 years. And it's always at 1310. So it doesn't matter until they change the rate. Little Miss 913. Mike, just a suggestion. Is there a way to put a banner up on the page that states you guys need the names and names of others they're asking questions for? Their question won't be able to be answered. Well, I did that. That is up there today. So, yes, we'll be doing that in the future. Because it's really difficult because people just.
Well,
And I'm
I
sorry, I'm
could
super
possibly
irritable.
get
Because
information, but when on something medical like that, when you're asking me what's
Yeah.
wrong with the person, I don't want to be irresponsible and just,
Right.
what if I tune into somebody else?
Right. So we need your names. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be irritable today, but I am on steroids and I'm really tired and I'm just irritable. And so I apologize, but I just really getting tired of like, come on. Like I see somebody's name and I've seen their username 15 times and you need to remind us of your name to get Jen to connect properly.
Okay.
All right. Jen Bishop says, Jen, my sister-in-law Sue lost her husband a couple years ago. She is a social butterfly, but very, very lonely. Will she find someone to share her life with soon? And yeah, Jen Bishop is asking about her sister-in-law Sue, who lost her husband a couple years ago.
She's really afraid of the commitment because she's afraid of losing somebody else. So she does self-sabotage when she gets close. That's a personal thing she's going to have to get over.
Also, Jen Bishop, will my husband Michael be able to retire soon? He's getting older and he's just tired. So tired. Yeah.
Yes, this year.
Tim Barfield says, thanks. Layla, thank you so much. Jen, can you tell me who or what has pulled my blanket and my hoodie on a couple of occasions while I was falling asleep? You sleep in a hoodie, Layla? Wow. Well, it's not your husband. It's not the guy next to you.
See Marcy Howell about that.
Yeah.
Not a good vibe. Probably need a house cleanse.
Rose Francis. Hi guys, Rosemary K here. Jen, pink is my Peggy that you had last week. Remember the whole Peggy thing last week?
Oh, yeah.
Every time I turn around now, I see the word pink. Do you see anything from that? Thank you. I love you both. That's Rose or Rosemary. She's getting the word pink keeps coming up.
That is a message from a loved one who passed away.
Yeah.
Something you have in common.
Okay, guys, 734 of you in the live stream, only 117 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. That interaction also helps us quite a bit. Helps us get advertised. Annabelle's mom. Stock market appears to. Okay, it came back to normal. That's stock market stuff. Annabelle's mom again. We need names to connect to people. Okay, Tim's question we already asked. Nola Oracle, we know who that is. That's Greta. Jen, can I trust Patrick? Are his intentions pure or is just looking for a good time?
He's a flake, Greta. He tries, though. He really wants to stick with it, but he is a wild hair kind of person. All of a sudden, he'll wake up and change his mind. So protect yourself.
Yeah. That sounds like he's a Libra to me. An audio recording was posted on the Mike Barrett chat today. Who is this person at work? And I find him. He makes some interesting points in comparison and contrast. I don't know who that is. Is it me? Okay, see if there's any other questions in here. All right, no, let's slide over to the Rumble side of the house, Jen, and get some questions. Not the Rumble side, the YouTube side of the house, and get our questions in. Ron Davidoff or Davidoff. P.S. people, per banknote world, new uncirculated currencies are no longer possible for them to purchase. Prices will now cost you a ton. Just a tip. I do think that is significant because it probably means the currencies are no longer being printed. Why would they do that? Because they're going to be getting rid of them. They're going to be circulating new currency around. Prices for all digitales are 10 times higher now.
What does that mean, digitales?
That's what they call their
Okay, so it's not
money.
like digital.
No.
Okay.
That's what they call their money, digitalis. Chris Pagan, I live right next to Pine Bush. Just missed you. Well, Chris, that's what you get for missing shows. You should have been here, and you'd known. We could have hung out. You could have said hi, and I would have bought you. I would have bought you a beer at the Long Street Tavern, and you could have had the other half of the burger that I was not able to finish because it was so good and so huge. Nice to meet them.
Let's all pray for Dave today.
For Dave?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Mike's on the roids. This is me and Dave's thing, because when Mike goes on the steroids for his sinus infection, we're just like...
Well, I actually didn't do it for the sinus infection. I just did it for because it settles my stomach. I talked to Jen about this before the show. It increases my. I have an issue with diabetes. It's not bad. I'm not on insulin, but I have an issue where my stomach doesn't empty very fast. Doesn't empty fast enough, and then I start to feel sick a few hours after I eat because it's just not emptying the way it should. And I've always noticed when I've taken the roids for sinus infections, not only am I ravenous, but it seems to be fine. There's no nausea. And I think I figured out that I think it just pumps up my metabolism and makes my whole body work faster. So
yeah, it's like speed.
Yeah, it's like speed. Life pro tip, Mike, don't marry. Instead, have many relationships. Yeah, that would be like bad dating. How was the alien event, Laura? It was good in Pine Bush, North Carolina. Will be good this week. Unfortunately, Mark Z's not going to come out this time. But Brooks and Blake are going to be there if you want to come out and meet the Tuesday night crew. We're going to do our show tomorrow night, and they will be there. It'll be loads of fun in Spruce Pine, North Carolina. Promotions to come all over my social media. A little positivity would be nice. I'm being positive.
All right, couple more and then we'll get going.
All right. Okay, I'm going through, finding some new questions. Thursday's good. Mike Mick says Thursday would be good for the RV.
It's good for me.
Okay.
I can do Thursday.
I came back on a Boeing plane yesterday, and my tailbone hurt so much by the time I got off the airplane from those rock hard seats. It was just like, oh, yeah. Baja Girl 1302 says, my husband's flying out to Florida tomorrow. Pray for his safety. Yes. Absolutely.
Prayers for your husband.
Hey, Mike, thanks for taking one for the team. I'm not sure in what context that fits. Okay, here we go. Hi, Mike and Jen. This is Angela. A few months ago, you told me I would be moving to Florida in August. Does that still stand? If not, when? That's Angela.
Still stands.
Still
stands.
Still stands. Joe Evans. Hey, Joe. Joe took me to dinner last week before I left. He was in town. What was it, Tuesday, Joe? Took me to a wonderful dinner at Lowry's. Thank you very much here in Las Vegas. Great to see you again. Thanks for all your support.
Yes, Joe.
Joe's like always dropping $10 in our.
Gives us $10 a show. Thank you,
CashApp and stuff. Yeah, he's a wonderful guy. We love you, Joe. Can't wait to hang out with you. Jen called him to talk to him because he's so nice. Yeah, I heard Phil say Trump is going to jail, and that's what will trigger the EBS. Well, maybe they'll try to put him in jail. Scott Ferguson, Dow down.
Only when they try to put him in jail.
Yeah. Dow is down 306. So that's
okay.
Jave says that Trump is Patton. Well, he could be the reincarnation of Patton. He was born just about a year after Patton died, or right around just a few months. But
something going on outside.
That was like, yeah, there was like reindeer on your roof or something.
I heard that. Man, I hope that wasn't a tree. falling in the yard.
Uh,
Such a pain in the ass. Or on the neighbor's new.
All right.
I've got this
Well, you made
giant,
it
like,
through the whole show.
clearly 200-year-old pine tree in the backyard, and if that thing falls and it's like leaning, I had the tree guy out. And he goes, "No, it's fine," and I'm like, "Okay." That's gonna take out that brand new shop that the neighbor just put.
Lisa
Bill.
Western. Jen, flying to Buffalo, New York this week. I'm sorry. On United Airlines. Will all go well with that flight? Thank you.
Lisa. A little bit of delay getting on the thing. Either that or when you're sitting waiting to take off. A little bit of turbulence. Okay, don't worry about that.
Ever been to Buffalo? It's one of the worst places.
I see you landing. I see you talking about being hungry. Yeah, it'd be all right.
Tacoma, Buffalo, Hamilton, Ontario, places you don't want to go. J-Team says, Jentel confirmed one of my first meetings asked about my son going to college to play football. She told me he would be playing small school locally. Well, he's going to play in Chadron, Nebraska. Thank you. All right, you nailed that, Jen. Chris Pagan, who didn't come to Pine Bush. You could still come to North Carolina, Chris. Will I receive any exciting news or experience the second half of the year regarding my personal life? Well, if you come to North Carolina.
All right, I got to get going. My dog is flipping out, and he.
Come to North Carolina, Chris.
Okay, will I receive exciting news or experience the second half of the year regarding personal life? Yes. You get a new friend. Several.
Why can't I get hired? I'm more than qualified with 28 years of HR experience. Yeah, Nancy's really struggling.
Because everybody's cutting the fat. They're not taking on new people. It's not you.
Okay.
I've seen it across the board.
Kenneth says, Marina is his pretend wife. No, she is my future ex-wife. So, all right, guys, that is going to do it. That's all we have time for today. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to get over to Jennifer Faladorian on YouTube. Jen, you going to do a show tomorrow?
If we have power, something major's going on outside right now. The dog's like,
well, you know,
ripping the door of my office apart.
Well, the wind is making my shade rattle back here. You're not picking that up from me, are you? Maybe it's being picked up over my microphone. No. Okay.
I think the windstorm's hitting.
Jennifer Faladorian on YouTube for the show tomorrow. Philosophy on Telegram. Philosophy group chat on Telegram. Mike Barra chat on Telegram. Mike Barra 333 on Instagram. Mike Barra 333 on Twitter X. Mike Barra on Facebook. What else? MikeBarraPets.com for the pet stuff. The CBDGurus.com. Who else? JenniferFala.com. JenniferFala.com. So don't forget any of that stuff. We love you guys. Get on over there. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for finding us and following us on the new channel. Again, do not forget the new channel is not Real News Live. It is Real News Live with Mike and Jen. Let me share it real quick again. Real News Live with Mike and Jen over on Rumble. Get over there, follow us there, and then subscribe. And we appreciate it very much. We love you guys. Jen and I will be back on Wednesday to do the Tell the Truth Wednesday show, which could get exciting. Jen, things could be happening by then. I think things are going to be happening if Jen has power. And I'm doing Toxically Masculine Tuesday tomorrow night with Blake and Brooks. That's our news show, more news-oriented, a little less foo-foo, a little less out there. But
okay, I got to go. Yeah, dog's going to rip the door off the hinges.
All right, okay, so we're going to go. Thank you, guys. And Bad Dating Advice with Mike Barra on Whiskey and Wisdom on Wednesday. Don't miss it.
You know what? You should have me on there.
No.
You should.
No, it's all boys.
You just don't want me on there because you don't want me to.
It's a boys' show.
That's bullshit.
Well, what are you going to contribute? You're going to
argue.
You're going to argue with my dating. Well, okay. So here's the thing.
Female perspective on.
We'll think about that. We will consider that because what we could do is we could do 2 or 3 questions of bad dating advice, and then we could bring Jen in to respond to my dating advice. How about that? Does that sound
I
good?
think that would
You want to
be
be part of that?
really fun.
I do too. All right. Love
I
you
think that'd
guys.
be a lot of fun, actually.
Have a great week. I will try to be less of an irritable ass on Wednesday.
Okay, good.
Love you
Plan.
guys.
Good plan.
All love, sweet, light love. Sunset heart hands.